Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another third-party figure review. Now today I'm super excited to finally be taking a look at the Toys era, the Parasitic, aka of course Tom Hardy from the Venom solo film. Now this is pretty much the only representation that we're getting of Tom Hardy / Venom from the movie, which is a little bit unfortunate because I was really hoping that Hot Toys would pull a rabbit out of the hat at SDCC and announce their Venom line, but unfortunately it didn't happen, so we're gonna have to make do with this version, which is not too terribly bad because from the unboxing, I can already tell you this figure is really darn impressive. Now this is the deluxe version and there is a normal version which comes without the enormous Venom statue, which I will show you in this video, and they are both up for in-stock purchase right now with Philip Liu from Toys Wonderland HK, and the link for that is down in the description below. And while you're on the website, you may as well check out any of the Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home pre-orders. All of that is on Philip's website. Either way, what we're going to do now is get all of Venom's accessories out here and take a look at everything he comes with. Now I thought I'd start off the video just showing you some of the basic accessories that come with the standard version, and we're going to work our way up to looking at the huge statue that comes with the luxury version. Either way, taking a look at the first real accessory piece, it's an interchangeable arm for the Tom Hardy figure. Now I'm a big fan of the fact that they actually went ahead and did this, because if they didn't, then we would have just been having a random Tom Hardy figure on the shelf, which is not too terribly bad, but this really solidifies him as being Venom from the movie, and it's really nicely articulated as well, and I will switch it onto the figure throughout the course of this video. Now I really do like the paintwork on here. It has a really nice sort of wet look, and you can see that there's some light sort of white vein work throughout the hand as well, so it's very accurate to what we saw in the movie. I just wish the hand peg was also painted in the glossy plastic, because it really does stick out as being just a matte plastic compared to the rest, but it's not too terribly bad. Now taking a look at the alternate head sculpt, here you can see the sort of half morphed look for the Tom Hardy head sculpt. It looks absolutely amazing. I love how sinister that side looks, and then that likeness to Tom Hardy is on point. Now I do have to tell you, do be careful of the teeth. They are rather sharp on this side of the head sculpt, and you can see that it has a really nice sort of morph look, so it looks like it's morphing over his face. I love the way this head sculpt looks. The hardest thing to decide in terms of this figure is how I'm going to display it. Am I going to have him with this head sculpt or with the Tom Hardy one, because they are both equally as good as one another. Now he does also come with a couple of just standard sort of hands, although he does come with these grasping hands, which I do really appreciate. You can see they're painted rather decently, but I'm pretty sure these are just stock hands. Either way, that's pretty much it for the accessories. Before we get the figure himself out here, I'm going to bring out that huge, awesome Venom statue so you can get a look at the Luxury Edition bonus. And here we have the throw-in accessory for the Luxury Edition being the huge Venom statue. And I will do a size comparison later in the video, but for now, here you can see it as a standalone piece. It has a really nice sort of glossy paintwork throughout. I really do like this sort of secondary Venom head that's sort of popping up there. And then, of course, the little face on the top there looks really, really mean. Now, this piece is very heavy and also very large. So if you are buying the luxury version, unlike me, check to see if you do have the room to store this piece, because I absolutely didn't, and I thought this was just going to be a normal sort of 12-inch style thing, but no, it is huge. Wait until we do the size comparison, and then you'll really see the scale of this piece itself. And here we have the Tom Hardy Venom figure himself, and doesn't he look really, really good? I'm really impressed with what Toys Era has managed to do here. That head sculpt is absolutely on point, in my opinion. They've even got the sort of tufts of hair sort of sticking out. They're not just molded to the head sculpt, which is very, very impressive. They have definitely killed it with the likeness. They haven't killed it with those bloody ankles, though. He keeps falling down all the time. This figure should have come with a display base. Either way, in terms of how they did the likeness, in some of the promotional pictures, he did have a really sort of sad look about him, but no, it's actually not that terribly bad in person. And don't worry, we're going to switch out the Venom head sculpt and the Venom arm just to give you a look at the two different options you have for display. Now, in terms of actually putting his hood on, you can definitely do it, although it sort of sticks up at the top like a sort of Assassin's Creed style thing, or like a Jawa or something. It's really not the best way of doing it, so you sort of have to pull it back, and then it still looks kind of funky. So I think I'm just going to display mine without the hood on at all. But you can see he does have a nice sort of blue t-shirt underneath there, which is, I think, accurate to the movie. I didn't really study his regular civilian clothing outfit to make sure this was accurate, although it does evoke the look of Tom Hardy from Venom, which is good enough for me. Now, I really do like all the sort of bullet holes that are dotted around all over the outfit, even right down to the back there. You can see there's bullet holes all over the outfit, which is very, very impressive in terms of the detailing. And so too are these little wristbands that he's wearing. I didn't touch on these in the accessories section because he does come wearing these out of the packaging, which is accurate to the actual film itself. He did have these little bands on his wrist. So very, very impressed with what Toys Era has managed to do here. Either way, what we're going to do now is move the camera down and take a look at the rest of the outfit. As far as the rest of the outfit is concerned, it's pretty much just a basic set of jeans and some sneakers. Now, in terms of the sort of acid wash and dirt wash that they put over the front of the jeans, I really do like it. Although the sort of color of it is very orangey, it kind of looks like he's spilled his butter chicken or something down the front of his pants and he's left an orange stain there. So not the best way of doing it, but it definitely does get the point across, and they're sort of baggy enough to allow for a decent range of motion out of the legs. So I do appreciate what Toys Era have done here. Now, in terms of the actual sneakers themselves, I'm not the biggest sneakerhead in the world, so you'll have to let me know what these are actually supposed to be, but they do sort of restrict the motion a little bit due to them being a higher top. Now, you can see the side to side is doable, however, it's very, very stiff, and the way that the legs are actually pegged right in the back of the shoe means there's a huge front overhang, so when you have him standing, he sort of tends to lean forward like that. You can see how loose that forward motion is, so it's not the best way of doing it, but if you sort of sit it just right, you can get him standing. Although I do still think this figure, even though it comes with that huge awesome Venom piece, should have definitely come with some sort of display base. Now, as promised, here's a quick side-by-side comparison with the Venom symbiote compared to the Tom Hardy figure. Now, it's not only the height that you can see there's a lot of difference, but it's also the width and depth of this thing. It is overall just absolutely enormous, and I love it. It looks so damn good. If you are picking up this Venom figure, go for the luxury version. It is well worth it because technically you're getting a 2-for-1. This symbiote is technically Venom, and you can see he's got the head sculpt and everything, so you're kind of getting two figures for the price of one. And I love it. It looks really, really good, especially alongside this Tom Hardy figure, which in and of itself looks absolutely awesome. And here we have Venom with his secondary look, and he looks actually really, really good in my opinion. I love how this sort of works together with the standard civilian outfit to give him that look of him sort of half morphed into the actual Venom itself, which means that Toys Era didn't have to go ahead and do an all new body for this figure. They were able to just use a standard body and then add the little bits and pieces on, which I think work really well. This arm popped on pretty easily. Just be careful of the claws not to sort of spike yourself, but when you have it on there, it allows for some really mean sort of posing with this actual head sculpt. It definitely does evoke the look of Venom from the movie, which I really do appreciate. This is one awesome figure and a definite must in my opinion if you are a fan of the Venom movie. And here we have the Venomized version of Tom Hardy standing alongside the symbiote, and I think this looks really, really good, although ideally you'd probably have one standing in front of the other, so it looks like the symbiote is sort of morphing over Eddie Brock, and I think that display would look absolutely phenomenal. Now, the only issue that I'm having with this set is how to actually go ahead and display the Tom Hardy figure. He looks so damn good like this right here with the sort of half Venomized head, but then he looks really good just as Tom Hardy standing alongside the symbiote. Maybe they're arguing, or maybe the symbiote sort of reaching out towards him. Either way, I'm definitely having trouble deciding how to display this piece because the both looks for this guy right here are so incredibly awesome. Now, for a quick side-by-side comparison to the bullet head Venom, which I actually secretly think is made by Toys Era anyway, but here you see him standing alongside because I'm pretty sure someone was going to ask to see this comparison. Again, he's a completely different style version of Venom, but they do look really, really good standing next to one another. Now, I did try and put the Tom Hardy head sculpt on the bullet head Venom, but the peg, unfortunately, is just a little bit too big on the bigger bullet head Venom, so it doesn't quite work, although that would have been a really awesome display option, and I'm sure someone can sort of customize it to get it to work, but me personally, I couldn't get it to fit quite right. But here you can see just how big that version of bullet head Venom really is. Just wrapping up on this Toys Era, the Parasitic, aka Venom from the Solo movie. This third-party figure has absolutely blown me away. I was already way too excited to be getting this piece than I very well should have been, but no, it has not let me down. This piece truly is that good. Now, as I said, there are sort of issues in terms of me deciding how I'm going to display it because both looks, in my opinion, opinion, are equally as good as one another. And it's not often that I can say that about a figure. Usually there's one clear winner over the other, but no, in this instance, both looks are so very good for this piece. Now, yes, the ankles are a little bit annoying, and that's the only real drawback, aside from the fact that the Venom statue is so incredibly large, but those two things I think can be forgiven when you look at the figure as an overall package. Now, if you do want to pick up your very own Tom Hardy Venom, he is in stock right now with Philip Liu from Toys Wonderland HK. Both versions, in fact, are on Philip's website, and the link for that is down in the description below. And while you're on there, you may as well check out any of the Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home pre-orders. Again, all on Philip Liu's website, Toys Wonderland HK. Now, also check out the links for 6 Scale Network, the brand new awesome Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, and see a list of upcoming videos I have for the channel. Also check out our brand new second channel. Miss Collection and I have started a second channel where we're sharing our vlogs, behind the scenes stuff, and again, what's coming up next on the channel, and it's called Justin and Steph. The link for that is down in the description below. Also check out MISB Media, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.